Hello students, today we are going to study the lesson Educating Mother by Sugandhi Krishnamachari. I am going to explain you the lesson. You have to read it from the book. In this story, the narrator's mother asks narrator to tell the story to the children, and the children started interrupting in between by asking questions. She continued the story by ignoring the questions. She was telling the story of a girl, Gold Lakes, who is lost in forests. Now she finds a cottage that belonged to three bears. She was hungry, so she went in dining room. On the table, three cups of porridge. Porridge means a dish consisting oats or cereal boiled in water or milk like khichdi. She took a sip from father's beer cup. It was too hot. Then she took a sip from mother's beer's cup. It was too cold. But the baby bear's porridge was just right, neither too hot nor too cold, so she drank it all. Now again, Ambu interrupts in between. She says, I think this story is of murder mystery. Now the narrator gets irritated and say, how can you be so stupid saying this story a murder mystery? Now Ambu asks the questions to narrator that how can with this is not a murder story or mystery, because she thinks why someone will unnecessarily keep the porridge, and she says it might be your version of a story. Mean Ambu says you might have changed the story according to you because you don't like murder a story. Then Ambu tells the story might be like Goldilocks is a girl how will receive a lot of money and the cottage in forest belongs to her only, but someone to get her all property might have planned to kill her and would have added poison to the porridge so that Goldilocks drink it and died. Then Ambu says the bears are your invention, mom. Now the narrator thinks that telling Gold Leak's story was not a correct choice. The children like the Ambu's version of his story, so she decided to tell another story of Red Riding Hood. She started the story Red Riding Hood took a basket full of cake and went to meet her grandmother who lived in forest mean while Janki interrupts human should enlive forest as it will disturb the animal. The narrator ignored her and continued the story. She says on the way to her grandmother home she met a wolf. She told it where she was going. Then the wolf took a shortcut and frightened the grandmother and dressed like her. The Red Riding Hood arrived and asked grandmother, why your ears so big now? Ambu again argued that how can someone mistake wolf for grandmother, and if one of the would have done this, the grandmother would have eaten them. Everyone agreed with Ambu. Now the narrator realized that she was unable to entertain the children, and she said to children, forget about the Red Riding Hood. I will tell you the story of Cinderella. But Ambu was not interested in listening Cinderella's story. She thinks Cinderella was a stupid girl who waited for a prince whole life. She would have escaped from her stepmother's house for getting education and job. The narrator says how can she go to the school as she was made to do all the household work by her stepmother. Ambu says she could have gone to night school, and she also added why the silly character in your stories is a girl who has written this gender bias story. The narrator had no answer for this question, and it was difficult to control the children, and also she was finding it difficult to answer their logically correct questions. Now again, she changed the story in which the main character was a boy. She said, shall I tell the story of Jack and the Beanstalk, Ramu said, I have already heard this story, and says, this is the story in which Jake grows a seed which grew very tall overnight. Now again Janki said the seed grew tall over a night. Does it was genetically modified seed? The narrator thinks that it was not a good story to entertain the children. Then she thinks of the story of Patal Bhairavi, where a man were magic sleepers that take the man wherever he wants. Now, when Ku asked how those sleepers propelled means to move something with a lot of force. Ramu also asked which fuel is used to in those sleepers. The narrator was fed up all those never-ending questions, and she thought she cannot entertain the children with those old stories, and she ran away from there. Now the summary of the chapter is also given here, and the animation video is also provided for better understanding and pronunciation.
Educating Mother.
It all started when my mother asked me to tell the children a story. I cleared my throat and began. Long, long ago. How long ago? Squeaked my 3-year-old nephew, Venku. Never mind. It was a long time ago. Let's get on with the story.
Try telling my history teacher that,
said my 12-year-old daughter, Ambu.
She insists that I get all the dates right in my history test.
I decided to ignore her. There was this girl called Goldilocks.
The names parents come up with,
muttered Ambu.
Thank God you didn't choose to call me Long Nose or Saucer Eyes.
Goldilocks decided to go for a long walk. I continued.
Did she have a weight problem?
Asked my 4-year-old Ramu. No, she didn't. She went for a long walk and strayed into the forest. Soon she discovered that she was lost.
If she had had a cell phone, she could have called her mother,
said my 6-year-old niece, Janaki.
Don't be stupid. They had no cell phones in those days,
said Ambu.
Oh, so it was that long ago,
exclaimed Janaki, as if the pre-cell phone era belonged to the antediluvian days. The poor thing came to a cottage that belonged to the 3 bears. She was so hungry that she made straight for the dining room. There on a table were 3 cups of porridge. She had a sip from Father Bear's cup. It was too hot. Mother Bear's porridge was too cold. But the porridge in Baby Bear's cup was just right. So she drank the Baby Bear's porridge.
Actually, I think Goldilocks is a murder mystery,
said Ambu. Her reading consisted of a staple diet of thrillers and romances, and her thoughts tended towards the macabre. This was too much, even for me, indulgent mother though I was. A murder mystery? How can you be so stupid?
Well, how do we know it wasn't murder mystery? I've only heard your version of it. How do I know you haven't edited out all the interesting bits simply because you don't approve of murder stories? I think Goldilocks was an heiress. The house in the forest belonged to the person who stood to inherit the property if she died. Seeing her go into the forest, he must have put a bowl of poisoned porridge in the cottage. She must have drunk the porridge and died. The bears are only your invention.
The little ones were drinking in her words with awe. Clearly, her version excited them more than mine did. Maybe Goldilocks was not the right choice. I would tell them some other story. I began the story of Red Riding Hood. Red Riding Hood took a basket full of cakes and went off to visit her grandmother. who lived all alone in the forest.
Humans shouldn't encroach on forest land,
Said the environmentally conscious Janaki. On the way, Red Riding Hood met a wolf and told it where she was going. The wolf took a shortcut to her grandmother's house and frightened off the old lady. The wolf then dressed in grandma's clothes. Presently, Red Riding Hood arrived. She looked at the wolf and said, "Grandma, why are your ears so big?" Ambu snorted.
If one of us had mistaken a wolf for Grandma, we'd have been eaten by Grandma, even if the wolf had spared us.
Even the youngest was shaking his head in disbelief.
Grandmas don't look like wolves, do they?
He asked. My mother was watching me carefully. I could sense an air of hostility gathering against me. Of course, grandmothers don't look like wolves. Forget Red Riding Hood. I'll tell you the story of Cinderella.
Oh, Mother, not that simpering idiot who waited all her life for Prince Charming to save her. She could have escaped her stepmother by getting herself a good education and job,
Said Ambu. How could she have gone to school when she was made to do all the housework by her stepmother? I had her there.
She could have gone to night school. Anyway, Mother, why are all the daft persons in your stories girls? Who wrote these stories with a gender bias?
Ambu asked indignantly. It was difficult enough trying to keep 3 children out of mischief by telling them stories. It didn't help if one had to be politically correct too. I had to think of a story where the protagonist was male and preferably daft. What about Jack and the Beanstalk?
I've heard that one,
Said Ramu.
That's the one where Jack plants a seed and a very, very tall plant grows from it overnight. Did Jack use a genetically modified seed?
Asked Janaki. It was no use. I had to think of something else. What about the old story of Patal Bhairavi, where a man wears magic slippers that takes him wherever he wants to go?
How were those slippers propelled?
Asked Venku.
What kind of fuel did he use?
Asked Ramu. I fled.